Good morning, everybody. For those of you whom I don't know, I'm Ron Kagan, CEO of the Zoological Society. Let me first of all welcome all of you. We are not responsible for climate change, and we're also not responsible for crappy weather. Both are unfortunate, but we're confronted with both of them. Many of you have traveled here through bad weather, and many of you have also traveled here from very far away. So there are two things that come to mind as a result of that. First of all, our appreciation and gratitude that you've made such an effort. The other is the fact that you made such an effort says something about how important you think animal welfare is. And we certainly don't think animal welfare stands by itself within the context of animals in captivity, but it's a very important issue. So it is essential that we periodically convene experts like yourselves so that all of us can keep moving this forward. I do want to let you know that while we're very, very concerned about trying to stay on track with time. We know this is a challenge, but we also know that there are formats, the kind of rapid-fire formats that work, and so this is going to require that everyone who's speaking is disciplined. And we have a wonderful timekeeper in front, and I think we put the fear of God in her, that she has to make sure that when your time is up, it's truly up. So we ask you to try not to put her in an impossible situation where she has to be rude. There will be lots and lots of opportunity over the next 2 days for all of us to come up and engage each other on an individual level as well. This is a journey. There isn't a roadmap. So we think of this as kind of a path, and it's a path that isn't obvious. You can't really see the path, and it isn't totally obvious where the path leads. And in part, that's because we can make the path. We can create the future, and it can be a little bit different, maybe a lot different than what it is right now. Our hope over the next 2 days is that there are two primary things that happen. One is that we all share and hear from each other what the current advances are with respect to animal welfare science and policy. And the other is we want to share with you, I would say the result of about 20 years of work, but something which we formally launched a couple of years ago at this symposium, a framework, a kind of toolkit that can be used. Perhaps it's modified and adjusted for each individual institution. Certainly there could be some significant differences depending on culture. So this format, which we used, for instance, in China earlier this year with our work, needs to be adjusted for the Chinese, but not to be completely U.S.-centric. This is a format which we believe is applicable to any accredited zoo in the U.S. or any accredited sanctuary in the U.S. And we're going to share that with you, and then we're going to have you try to break it. So we're going to give you the opportunity to play with it, to do what we've done, which is use it from start to finish, from the underlying philosophy all the way to the application and evaluation, so that we can refine it even further. And I'm hopeful that this will be a very useful tool. Doesn't give it justice because it's an entire framework, both philosophy and structure, and then actual execution and evaluation. We think a lot about doing things that are applied. And so first you have to understand the theoretical and the philosophical, and we've spend a lot of time on that, and then you got to say, okay, here's how it actually works. So we're very anxious to have you roll up your sleeves and get involved in that, and that will happen this afternoon.